Hello students, let's start continuation of chapter number 6. In previous topic we had learned about for next loop. Here are some examples. We will see first examples, then we will go through on next loop. Let n is equal to 13 for m is equal to 10 to n. N is equal to 13 means we are assigning our value to n. N is the variable and we are assigning our value in n. For m is equal to 10, m is the variable which assigns our starting value and ending value. 10 is our starting value and n is our ending value, and n is equal to 13. It means the ending value is 13. Here print m. Whatever be the value in m, it will print on m. Next m means the loop will continue to the next value. Next m means the next will continue our loop. End means it means our program is ended. If you will see here in your book, here is written this example. Here is the output. How it comes? When m is equal to 10, it will print 10. Next m means now the value is 11. It will print m 11. Next means the m value is now 12. M means print m 12. It will print 12. Next m the value will be increased to 13 and the last value is 13, so it means our program will be ended at 13. So this is the example. Here is next example. Write a program to print numbers 40 to 50 in reverse order. If it is reverse order, you know that in previous topic we had learned about the starting value will be increased and the ended value will be decreased. So starting value is highest, that means 50, and the lowest value is 40. And if it is reverse order, then it means we have to give our step command with a minus sign, -1, because the skipping is only 1, that's why it is -1. Print a. If the value will be 50, it means it will print a. Next a means, as I told you, next means our loop will be continue. The next value is 49 because -1, 50 minus 1 is 49. Print a means 49 will be print. Next a, our next value will be 48. So 48 will be printed. In next value will be 46 because 47 minus 1 is 46. So the continuation will go through on till 40 because the last value will be 40. That means our loop will go to 40. Next topic is important points to be remembered. We have to be remember while we are performing a program. Where increments or decrements depending on whether the number specified in step is positive or negative. Second point is, if step is not given, then basic assumes the increment to be 1. As we had seen in the program, if we had not mentioned the step command, it means the increment is 1. Third point is, the loop will execute only once if the start and end values are equal. If loop is executing, we have to mention the starting value and ending value. The loop will not execute if the start value is less than the end value and the step is negative. We know that if the start value is less than end value and step is also negative, the loop will not execute. It means it is a wrong program. The loop will not execute if the start value is more than end value and step is positive, and it is also wrong. We had seen in examples. Our next loop is do loop. Here is do loop. QBasic calculates and shows the result and program ends. The program may be good, but one problem is that you have to run the program each time you want to calculate. If we are performing our program and we are doing calculation work, There is one problem is there. Each time we have to mention that situation, that condition, each time we have to mention. But in do loop, it is the problem will be solved. We don't have to mention every situation again and again. We are just giving some blocks and commands which will increase our loop again and again. So what is do loop? It's a block of commands where the program doesn't have to loop a certain number of times, like a for next. For next, do loop is just like a for next. How? It is a block of commands. There are some block of commands where the program doesn't have to loop certain number of times, but it don't have a certain number of time loop which is fixed. If it can loop indefinitely while the condition is met. If the condition is true, if it is met, or until the condition is met, the loop will continue. Condition is basically the same as an argument. Here is an example. We have to mention do print enter a number. It will print on your screen. Print when you want to quit, press 0. If you want to quit your program, press 0. The message will print out. Input n. N means you will give some value. R is equal to n by 2. If the number will be divided by 2, if this condition is true, then print n. N value print hogi. Then divide by 2 is equal to R. The result will also be printed. Suppose you had printed given your value 5. Divide by 2. The answer will be, our answer will be 2.5, but it will print 2. Loop while n is greater than 0. End. Loop कब तक चलेगा? When it will be, loop will execute your program when n is equal to 0, n is greater than 0 and never be 0. If n never be 0, the loop will continue its program. Okay. When you run this program, you can enter numbers and get results as many times as you like. As many times you can execute this program. The program will run when until the condition is false. If condition is false, if n is equal to 0, the value will be equal to 0. If once you have entered 0, the program end. It will not run again. The condition while n is greater than 0 is put by loop command, but you can stick it to the do command also. While condition continues the loop until the condition become false. Until the condition become false, loop will continue. So this is do while loop. Functions in QBasic. What are the functions? When programs are large, it is required to break them into small parts that are easier to work with. If your program is large, you can break your program in small parts with a function. These small programs are called subroutines or subprograms. Subprograms means small programs. Functions are just like subprograms, but it returns a value. A function can be defined as a set of statements, instructions for a specific task, and it returns a single value. If it is return a single value, then it means it is a function. And function is a set of statements and instructions. Your statements and instructions are specified in your program. QBasic consists of string numeric functions. You know that how many functions are there, how many types of functions you can use. You know that string function and numeric function. But a program can also write a new function to perform a task that not equal in QBasic library. In QBasic library, some functions are not written, but you can create a new function with a new function name. The functions present in library are called built-in function, and the functions created by the user are known as user-defined functions. There are two types of function, built-in function and user-defined function. Standard library function. QBasic provide many functions which reduce the length of the program, and so your work is simpler and faster. As we had told you, functions reduce our length of the program. It is easy and simpler to use in your program. Functions are ready-made programs which can be used anywhere in the program. These functions are part of a standard library of functions of the QBasic software. There are three types of functions: mathematical functions, string functions, conversion functions. First one is mathematical functions. Mathematical functions help us to carry out mathematical operations. Given below are some common used mathematical functions. First one is, you know that mathematical functions are used to carry out mathematical operations. First is ABS. ABS means absolute function. This function returns the absolute value of the numeric expression. This means that when you pass a number to the ABS function, it will always return a positive value. Absolute function means it will always give you a positive value, as you had learned in maths also. Absolute number means positive number. Syntax is ABS n. N is any number. You can pass here any number. Either it is negative, float value, decimal value, or a positive value. It will always gives you positive result. Here is example. Print ABS minus 16.8. Output will be 16.8. SGN. SGN means sign. It will always gives you sign and always gives you value 1. Okay. The function returns a value indicating the sign of the numeric expression. Only it will gives you a sign of the numeric expression. SGN n is any number. If here any number is positive, then it will gives you 1. If any number is negative, it will give you -1. If any number is 0, then it will gives you 0. Okay. Here is example. For example, let a is equal to minus 101.8. The value will be anything, but the sign is negative, so it will return you only -1. Okay. It will not bother about the value. It will only bother about the sign, because name is SGN function. int means integer. This function returns the nearest integer which is less than or equal to the given value. It will gives you nearest integer. Int n, for example, print int 58.3. 58.3 is near about 58. It is very much near to the 58, not 59. It is very far from 59. Print int minus 49.3. Minus 49.3 is very near about -50. We had learned in numeric scale in maths also, the minus greater value will be lesser in minus value. In negative value is greater value will be always less than. So minus 49.3 is very near about -50. Fix function. The function converts a given numeric value into an integer but truncating the functional part. How it is possible? For example, it is a syntax fix n. Example is, let s is equal to 97.4. Print fix. How it will fix? 97.4. The output will be 97, because here the convert numeric value into an integer by truncating the fractional part. Fractional part should be deducted. Truncating means deducted. Fractional part should be deducted and only returns a integer part. Okay. Cint. The function rounds off a numeric value to the nearest integer. It will gives you round off number. Cint n, print cint 34.5. Round off 34.5 is 34. If 0.5 is greater than 0.5, any number is greater than 5 here, then it will be round off to the greatest number. Here is written print cint 34.6. because 6 is greater than 5, as we had learned in maths also. That's why the round of 34.6 is 35. Next function is string function. So in next video we will learn about string functions also and conversion functions also. Thank you class.